with common purpose?
2 words on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, common purpose is again a more up-to-date version of the worldwide conspiracy.
Yeah.
But this is not something that's modern. You know, the common purpose movement is basically rooted in the old Fabian movement, which itself is, you see, rooted in some in earlier forms of conspiracy. And there's Fabian. First of all, the name is very interesting. The Fabians. People can look up the Fabian movement on the internet and, you know, study who these people are. Technically, they're socialists.
Yeah, I hear Tony Blair's one.
Yeah.
You know, is that a typical example?
They have their little image, you know, and they all look very, you know, kosher on the surface and all of that. But they are a movement that, the word again, Fabian. Fabian was the Roman general, I believe, if I'm correct, who fought Hannibal. And the Fabians took the name from the general Fabian because Fabian, his campaign of strategy in the battle was very, very gradual, very slow strategy over time. It's also referred to as the war of attrition.
Yeah.
Meaning, don't attack head on. Don't let your enemy know that you're coming after. But work very gradually and very slowly, you know, towards the goal. And this is what common purpose is also a tentacle of. Is this slow, gradual movement, imperceptible to ordinary people who have no time. People are maxed out, they're worked to death, they have no attention span anymore, and not only that, but they're overstimulated, if anything.
Well, yeah, sure.
That's right. And scientists have understood that when the brain is, you know, overstimulated with content, it freezes, it can't think anymore.
Yeah.
So the Fabians understand this, and so their movement is in many forms. It's in government, it's in politics, it's in religion, it's in the children's movement, it's on television, it's in media, it's in law. It's happening in America. Common purpose is also stretched to America in its own form.
Yeah.
And it's basically designed to build a global village.
Yeah.
The main agenda is to get to the state where you're building a global village in which everybody is living very much like the old Prisoner series, where everybody is sort of numbered in a way, or dehumanized.
Yeah. Well, it's subversion of the current state of affairs in the countries, isn't it? And bringing in the New World Order agenda, I suppose, is it?
New World Order is one term for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, that's a loaded term. It's a very loaded term. But the common purpose in all of these things is to not only reward those who are working for the New World Order, you know, because those guys need to be rewarded handsomely.
Yes.
And it's to control and vet and police everybody who maybe, you know, would be at the centre to any of this nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
Those who have a more holistic and clear understanding of what it means to be human on the planet. So, you know, these are just the draconian methods that have been, and I always say that it's nothing new.
Put a new name on them and resell them.
That's it.
Yeah.
And my work always stresses that it's not something new. It's very old. It's been going on for millennia, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And it takes many forms. You see, a lie cannot stand in nature. A lie always has to be maintained. The truth doesn't need any maintenance.
Right, sure.
You don't take the truth in for a spring clean or tune-up. But if you have manufactured a lie, you do need to be constantly revamping it, you see, constantly maintaining it, and constantly restarting the thing. Because it's bogus. It's a thing that is an obscenity in nature, you see. So these people are forever working like ants to maintain and to update the lie that their ancestors created. It's like the witch doctor. In fact, there's a very good analogy to this. Is people have to remember that the zombie, if the Datura is not constantly injected into the zombie, he'll stop being a zombie, as a matter of fact. Like within 24 hours, the zombie will regain his rational center. So the idea is that the person needs to be perpetually and continually, on a 24-hour daily basis, re-injected, re-infused with the drug. And that's exactly what is happening in our society today.
Well, through television, tetramass, all kinds of different ways, they're attacking the psychic, aren't they?
That's right. And the good side of that, of course, is obvious. If somebody could wake people up, if people could wake up to those factors within a 24-hour period, I'm speaking metaphorically, you'd start to regain your rational center. Because man's psyche is actually quite a brilliant thing. And healing would come back to the body politic if you could get rid of these oppressive, you see, and subversive elements.
Yeah, because they're a non-stop barrage, aren't they? They hit you with one thing from one angle, another thing, to constantly keep you occupied, and you don't get to know yourself. You know?
Yeah, so a man who's been tasered, a person who's been temporarily drugged, you know, can easily regain his consciousness. And in fact, he might even be better off. He might even have a greater immunity, you see?
Yeah, sure.
So what the work of people like myself is basically to do that, is to have faith that there is chance for positive change. But first we need to look at all those forces, both catabolic and anabolic, both open and secretive, that contribute to the dumbing down or oppression of the human psyche.
Yeah.
That's basically where we're at.
Yeah.
And I think that people are getting this, waking up. It's not that you go in and create healing, nobody can do that, but you allow healing to take place naturally once you remove the impediments that are preventing that healing from taking place.
Right.
I think we're done.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael.
It's a pleasure,
mate. Yeah.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, no problem. I'll post you a link to this anyway. I'll
link it up
there. It's not a problem. I'll link you my other stuff with Brian Gary, Albert Burgess and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No problem, yeah.